so
okay.
so I pass it.
I'm sure you'll do fine, because I kind of recognise your face by
now. So we're going to talk about the multi-attribute attitude model, and we're going to use Disneyland to discuss it. So who doesn't? The happiest place on earth. Who doesn't want to talk about that? So anyway, so what is a salient belief, and why does it matter? So salient belief is the most important idea or concept about a certain product or service, and so and these salient beliefs usually transfer into an attitude. And so these salient beliefs are what you commonly most think about most of a product. And then why does it matter? Is because if it's a good attitude or it's a bad attitude is directly going to influence on your decision making. So Goofy is my favorite Disney character. Now I'm going to pick on Dr. Yen. I think Dr. Yen, I kind of picture Dr. Yen as like a Minnie Mouse. But,
Actually, my favourite is Donald Duck.
Okay. Anyway, so Goofy is... so to kind of shift back to the MAA, is there's a theory called the Fishbane theory, and it's value to customers equals the importance of attribute times the value of the attribute. So the importance of the attribute is how well how important is that attribute to you. Now the driving force of this is the need of the consumer. And so how important is the need for that product or that service? And then the value of the attribute is how does it actually perform? So Goofy makes me laugh, and so my need is I need to laugh. And the value of that attribute is how well does Goofy make me laugh. And so, as you'll see in the next slide, he makes me laugh a lot. So then you add up all of the attributes. So Goofy is just one of the attributes of Disneyland that is a salient belief of mine. And so you add up all of the belief, all of these all of these equations, and that gets like your main final attitude. So Goofy, how important is Goofy to you? Just think about that. To me, he's a 10 because I like to laugh, and if I go to Disneyland and I don't see Goofy, you're going to see a really mad kid. And so my salient belief is that it's a 10. So that would be Goofy's importance times my salient belief is a 100. Is 100 points for Goofy.
All right. I'm just going to be the boring part of the presentation of salient beliefs that you may have when contemplating whether to go to Disneyland or some other place, in this case Disneyland, is, for example, other elements which feature the service that you get there and the emotions. For example, you don't just have Goofy, you have parades, you have got fireworks, so the whole of these attributes that you get will compose, let's say, a sort of like shopping list where you will rate the importance that they have for you, just to be mentioned, and how much they influence your choice on whether to go to Disneyland or to just stay at home. So this is the kind of table that you may find where you, I don't know, working as a marketer, you work for Disneyland, and you have to understand what is your even main competitor doing or against you, or let's say if you're a consumer and you say, where do we go, Disneyland or Legoland? you see that the attributes are a list of associations that you built. In this case, we tried to be like pretty much balanced with what we did. But if you were for me, like Disneyland would score like 5, 6, 7, 8 elements. Legoland would just score 1 because I don't like Lego. And that could be the case that you can compare, for example. There wasn't for whatever, it could be Starbucks versus Costa, or it could be, I don't know, Pizza Express versus Bella Italia. Don't go to Bella Italia because it's not good. So here is what we got, and you see that we have two columns, the importance and the strength, and you basically take the first number that you find in the importance, you multiply for the strength, and then you add them all, and at the end you see that we have a total, fictional total of 436 for Disneyland and 434 for Legoland. Of course, this is not like really scientific, it's not like the word of God. What we did is just like our personal impression after a night of drinking that night. So they may not really reflect reality. Okay, you don't drink because you're a good boy. So, in order to understand also, it's not just mathematics and formula behind this kind of like consumer behavior strategy, because yes, you can find some direct measures like Likert scale or semantic differential, but also in order to understand what consumers prefer, it's important to also rely on qualitative techniques like projective technique or qualitative method in general. And it's really important to take these into consideration for companies. For example, if I look at my working experience, no one at the company where I was working before had really a grasp of what this was. They were just following their path without really evaluating what the competitors were doing or what was really customer experience. And with this model put into work, they could have really made a difference. So that's pretty much everything.